There I am. Yippee! It's a little squished. I don't know. I'll change it if it ever becomes a problem. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get the liberation things done before I have to go. I'll have to leave at like 8:30. Just the two of us. Oh yeah, I can do all this shit.
Show me your skill.
I can kill someone while using a smoke bomb. And last one. There we go. The dog piece the fuck out? Is he terrified? He's terrified. That's so funny. I'm terrible. There we go. Just Lord. Big. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Go shine out this way? Oh yeah, here's a shrine. Oh, a shrine this leads to. Apparently, if you choose to spare him, this one's all red, which I think is also kind of cool. I want a different hat, I think. Are any of these that are white? Yeah, I kind of fuck with that. Those are like the same colors. Same thing. I could also see me rocking this. This one's just nice. Kind of fancy. Also nice. Fuck it. Just the two of us. I'll make it all down to Ryujin, God of the Sea. Okay. Walk towards it. Oh, lost my way. Am I stupid or am I dumb? Turns out it's both. Let's find out where I'm supposed to go. Was there a wall handle I missed? Oh, yep. That would do it. I didn't see it because it was at like a angle. No, that's much of an excuse. We're going under? Sure, why not? It's nice. That's close, I feel. Oh, water. I don't know what the fuck I thought that was. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. You're supposed to hop down? I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to technically do that. Hi there, Sarama-san. How you doing? How's it going? It's going good so far. Kind of just started. How's yours? Do you stream daily? Yeah, close enough. I stream... If I am free at any point, I will stream. Oh, thank you. There we go. Got the shrine. Well, that's cool. Well, best of luck to you. I'm not much of an artist myself. Hope it goes well for you. Oh, that's cool. No, I think I'm good. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Those are terrible. um, oh, it's a pillar of honor. I see it down there. Just the two of us. Hi, I love your content. I'll bring some friends to watch me next time. Add me on Discord. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that anyway. Thank you, Chandler. That's nice. Oof. Step underground mecha. No. Box 10. Take me to an Ari, little one. Oh. If you think I'm stupid, no, you should see me when I'm high. I'm the highest one. Longbow? Can do. Hostages? I was like, yeah, who's that seen by? What the fuck? Does that count? I have no idea. That was easy. It's the two of us. The other one also didn't count? I'm gonna shoot myself. Well, okay. Hello, Duke. Tsushima. I'd love to watch your next stream. Let's try on Discord. No, thank you. Man, we are getting a lot of bots today. Quick succession. It's only been 10 minutes since I started streaming. Hey, fellas. Don't mind me, fellas. Oh, big. There we go. Okie dokie. Boom. There's a black powder cache, apparently. Another Mongol artifact. Missed that. Oh, here it is. Good idea to put on a boat. So we like to see. If I didn't get those Mongol artifacts, are they just gonna be lost to time then, or is it just gonna be like a perma-destroyed boat for the rest of the game? Cheap viewers, another bot. Look at that. Pretty impressive. At least Leecon followed me. He can stay. You can be banned, you can be banned, you can be banned. Wowza. Oh, that's a lot of question marks in this small area. Fuck me. Start with that one, I guess. Time check. 7:30. At 8 o'clock, I'm going to make sure I'm ready to leave. And then at 8:30, I'm actually going to leave. So we'll see how that goes. Continuing with the Con 7, all Khotan Khan wants to talk about is this ghost. Apparently, Lord Shimmer's nephew is half the island, believing he's some kind of vengeful samurai spirit to return from the dead to stop the Mongol invasion. Ridiculous. The young man is an upstart supported by a band of sad misfits, if the rumors are to be believed, but Jin Sakai daily occupies Kotan's thoughts, far more than is warranted in my opinion. Kotan sees an opportunity to divide the people, between the adore the ghost from Lord Shimura and the other samurai. I have no doubt he can and will exploit this to his advantage. Tier 1 D Rider. Where's the other one? No, oh, it's because it's an artifact. I'm thinking of black powder cannon. The proliferation of gunpowder technology throughout Europe during the high Middle Ages has largely been due to the use of explosive firearms by the Mongols as they pushed beyond Asia. Gunpowder also played a major role in the Mongol conquest of China. One of the most notable such weapons used during the invasion of Japan is a small explosive bomb used in Japanese samurai forces. Cool. Yeah, okay. Can it just be daytime? Foxton? Even worse. There's two right next to each other here. I wonder what they are. Flower. Need to grab these. Save myself a headache later. Pillar of Honor. Black and green. Nice. IQ? It is a high Q, okay. Sure. What am I reflecting on? I'm reflecting on fear, okay. My little horse butt. Whispers drawing near. Secrets buried deep. Disappearing light. Probably the whispers. That's what scared me the most. Whispers drawing fear. Which is out. Back and forth. Darkness grows, which is out.
Whispers drawing near. Darkness grows and reaches out. Guided by night's glow.
It's clean. Oh my god, dude. Reflect on loss. Ugh. Missed that somehow. Gotcha. Flower. Foxton. Where we go, little one? My charms will get upgraded. Or at least a charm will get upgraded. There's shit in the fog. Good fox. Ooh, hot springs. Yeah, it's up here, I think. Oh, there's one of these. I didn't know that. Okay, let's also hit this real quick. Cool. I'm locked in today.
You won't find these elsewhere.
Don't mind if I do.
I thought all the samurai were dead.
Is that any way to greet a visitor?
Not me.
Forgive my manners, my lord. I spend all my time alone. My only company is dyes and brushes, lacquer and cloth. I've perfected a shade of white like sparkling virgin snow in frozen jogaku. Bring me the necessary ingredients, and I will adorn you in white,
Cool.
like death itself.
That's fine.
My work is impossible without the right materials.
Oh, this one's good. I'm not gonna use it. I like this one a lot. Huh.
I'll see you again.
I don't really wear it anymore, but that's kind of sick, right? I wish I had it in the final duel. That's sick. Come on. It's a little much smash, but fuck it, whatever.
They already moved his body for burial. But Lord Shimura...
Oh my god, kill me. Stupid.
I once knew a man who claimed to make a deal with a kingdom.
I'll check that out one time. See if I can do that solo. If I can do it solo, I might fuck around with it. Fox den, sweet. There we go, little one. Oh. Well, that was easy enough. Sure. So is it like another upgrade? I can't pet every fox, I'm sorry. I'm not on time schedule. It's gone anyway. IQ over here, I think. My guess. Got a waterfall, so. Come on. You alive? There we go. So there's an item around here somewhere. A cricket? It's a cricket. There we go. Haiku. Okay, sorry. What am I reflecting on? I'm reflecting on defeat. Okay. Oh, it's a temple. I was like, what the fuck is floating over there? We can do this. I think I might have fucked this. I kind of forgot what I put for the first one. For sure this one.
Pure of heart and soul.
Yeah, no, it's not great. Kind of fucked this one.
Observe the coming future.
Never mind. No, it's good, it's good.
Rising from the depths.
That's good. I thought, for some reason, that for the second one, I picked the Warriors Fall and Rise or whatever. Really, brother? Ah. Where does the water in here come from? Got one guy on the job. Underground spring, maybe? Feeds into it. I guess there's a shrine over here somewhere. A bottle of whiskey long alone, but I wanna still eyes and she come alone. That was weird. That was a camp settlement. Cool. Origin or storyteller guy. Oh, fox. I hit B there. What the fuck? That shouldn't have been fatal. Whatever. Oh, I'm down here. Perfect. Where we go, little one? Which way am I going? Up here? Oh, I see it. Oh, yep, it is a shrine over there. Thank you, little one. Let's start up top. Do I want to eat those noodles? Probably yes. I think that's the answer. I got a breadful from Domino's. Never tried one before. Will you tell me what shrine this is? No? I'll go fuck myself. Here we go. Talk. Susano, Coming of Storms. I haven't done this one yet? Oh, this one seems rather simple. So I'll make my way across. Wow, person was living here. Crazy. Like, you're that low, like, hide fucks you up, brother. No place to live. Cool. I missed it. I want the flowers. Flower. Okay. How do we get back up now? Oh, right here. Yeah, I don't know if this one get big. Pass through. Pass through again. That was cool, little cool tunnel. I have not done this from the get-go? Oh, whatever. Took the scenic route. An artifact? Or no, it's cloth. Yeah, what is Hisano's thing? What's his deal? Namaste. Good. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I don't really care for that. Awesome. Okay, so that's everything in this area, right? Liberated. Liberated. It's just you guys now. I will have a lot to do up here. It is now 8 o'clock, so I'm probably gonna take like a small. Gonna probably hit it there. So I don't know. You guys can watch YouTube with me. Let's find something fun to watch. We can watch this. So this is like a gimmick of his now. I don't need to watch this one. VTuber shit. Funny enough. Um, Fuck it, Pokemon trivia. Let's see if I can add shit to these videos. I just wanna. Is there water in the tub? There's no water in the tub. It is just them in like bathing suits in a tub. She's wearing full legging pants. I kind of respect it. That's good. Okie dokie. Let me turn on my little audio thing here. Main music app. Let me. Oh, I also need to turn on my display cam. Let me heat up these pasta. Oh, sweet. Package came with a fork. I don't know what I was expecting from the bread bowl, but it's not what it actually looks like. Holy shit, that thing's a behemoth. like close Ghost of Tsushima for now. One, because I don't have to hear the audio, and two, I'm going to take a. I have to leave. I'm going to be gone for almost 4 hours, probably. So I would like to. I'll just end the stream and then I'll restart it when I come back. Oh, my OBS shit itself. I'll let that fix it itself. Okay. So this video, I'm assuming it's talking about the ADF, which is like even more than the Republican Party. It's like unironically a Nazi party. From what I saw is that they're still favored to win, I think, because, reverse incumbent advantage has been going on. But the Green Party, which I think is the other big one, is actually doing like better than people thought. But we'll see how it goes.
When Americans hear Germany, you often think of a couple things. You think of beer, sausages, lederhosen. You probably think of Nazis.
Yeah,
When you
probably.
ask Europeans,
Nuclear
that think of Germany, they
cars.
have more nuanced stereotypes. The things Europeans say about Germany are that they are not funny. They don't have a sense of humor. That, and they're very, very punctual. So all those things may or may not be true, but what's important is that
They have
Germany is a
very
much
weird
more complex
houses
and
where
important
they
country
need to,
than that.
like,
Germany, if you didn't
there's
know,
no
is the
ventilation, so
third
they have to
largest
air out their
economy
windows
in the
every
world,
day to not
behind
get
the
mold.
US and China, and the key economy of the EU. They are the industrial heart of Europe. Their success or failure, in a large part, determines the direction and the state of how Europe is feeling. So it's very important. I want to set the stage for what the last few years in Germany have been like before we talk about their insane recent election. For the past 20 years or so, the strategy in Germany has been remarkably successful. They get cheap natural gas from Russia, and then they export really high quality manufacturing items to China. And that worked really well right up until it didn't. Now, when Russia invaded Ukraine, sanctions were put in place to stop buying or selling from Russia. But also at the same time, to ensure that happened, there was someone, we don't know who, editor, please put the clip of Joe Biden in here.
If Russia invades the border of Ukraine, there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2.
Somebody destroyed the Nord Stream pipeline that connected the two countries, so there's no possible way that Germany could buy natural gas from
Gotcha.
Russia. So the cheap energy was gone. At the same time that this happened, the trade deficit with China started blowing out, which basically means that, after being relatively even for a long time, they started importing way more from China than they exported. China basically stopped needing so many German goods and started selling them a lot more goods. China basically caught up in a lot of things they were manufacturing and no longer wanted to buy as many German cars or German chemicals. So as these two things are happening, Germany was in a bit of a crisis. I read a book called Kaput about the German economy and the end of the German economic miracle. And one thing they mentioned is that ever since the year 2000, as the rest of the world has grown more accustomed to like digitization and internet business and technology, Germany's kind of been like wary. They are way slower about adopting technology and digital stuff, and they've been way more analog. They're always been like hard manufacturing and not digital. That is finally starting to catch up to them. All this is catching up to them at the exact same time. And it's led to like a bit of a crisis moment in the world's third largest economy. They had one of their first shrinking years since post-World War II. I mean, it's like a real bad time. They had the highest number of bankruptcies since the 2008 financial crisis. So all of this is happening at once. People are losing their jobs. German auto manufacturers are closing plants in Germany and opening up factories in China. And the economic woes are pretty serious. At the same time, similar to what's happening in America or all over, there's a rising anti-immigration movement that is really riling people up and getting them really concerned about immigration and people coming in. You know, all of this is happening at the same time in Germany. And now we're in a really chaotic period going into Sunday's, which is again yesterday's election. When this election happened yesterday, it was life or death, all or nothing. Everyone thought it was extremely important, which led to the highest turnout they've had since they became one nation again.
Damn.
Since West Germany reunited, 84% of the country voted. And I want to explain to you, before we get into the mechanics of what happened, I want to explain to you how their system works. Now, if you're American, you think, why don't they just simply have two parties that hate each other on everything? And whoever wins undoes everything from the other party, and then we go back and forth. But in fact, in Germany, they have many, many parties. This system actually was created after the fall of Nazi Germany because the Nazi party had uncontested sole party rule, and they wanted a system with more parties. Basically, they have this parliament with a lot of parties in it, and you need to make a coalition. Like, let's say this is party 1, this is party 2, this is party 3. Well, parties 1, 2, and 3 have to team up to get over the half. You have to find enough teams that can add up to over half to get something passed. And no one party gets over 50% of the vote to just do it alone. Whatever government you come up with is going to be multiple parties teamed together. The current ruling party of Germany before the Sunday election was called the Traffic Light Coalition. And basically it's because the party with the red logo, the yellow logo, and the green logo, the traffic light, they all teamed up to get over half. They make the coalition, and that's how they run. And so the Traffic Light Coalition is who is in power. And I'll give you an introduction of all the major parties. First up, we have the red one here, the SPD. This is Olaf Scholz, the current chancellor of Germany. And the man who, he's kind of like the Joe Biden of Germany in that he's kind of center left and got handed the hot potato at a really bad time. I'm not saying he's great. He's pretty ineffectual. Hasn't been a super great leader. Germany hit all these problems right under his leadership, and so he's dead meat. Nobody wants to support him. Then you have the FDP. They're very business friendly, and the main issue that matters to them in terms of what we're going to talk about today is debt. They hate the debt. 10, 20 years ago in Germany, they made a rule called the debt break, which basically means you can't go into debt very much. There's like a cap on how much debt you can go into. This party is ride or die. We cannot break that cap. We cannot change that cap. We need to keep ourselves debt free or very little debt, minimal debt. What happened in this coalition is that these two parties wanted to spend a lot more money. This party said, fuck no, we're not doing it. We're not going into debt. We're not spending more money. And this coalition blew up. These guys basically were ousted. They exited. This two parties couldn't form a new government, and now we're having a new vote. That's why this snap election was called. The third party in this thing is the Green Party. I'm gonna do a clip about this later. To avoid comments, I'll tell you I'm not a fan of the German Green Party. Okay. I don't like this guy, Robert Habeck. I think the German Green Party has done a lot to help another party I'm gonna talk about later, which is the AFD. But I'm not gonna go too into it. All I'll say is the Green Party is attractive in general to younger constituents. They are obviously more left-wing. They have good stances on things like abortion and all that, but they also have a really, really anti-nuclear attitude towards green energy.
That's
they think climate change is the most important thing, but they don't want to tolerate nuclear for it. Okay, that's the main thing for the Green Party. So these three parties, the Traffic Light Coalition, it's blown up, and now there's a change in the world. Now the big two old parties, which are the red, the SPD, and this new one I'm gonna introduce, the black party, the CDU. This is like the center right. So these two parties, the CDU and the SPD, have been the parties in Germany's history since reunification. Okay. They're the center left and center right. They're like the Democrats and Republicans of America. They have been the two parties. They have been the main ones. I will say the CDU is center right by their standards, but by American standards, this is basically like a Bill Clinton era party. Okay? Center right is what you would say, this is a fairly like centrist left-wing party. And then the big radical change, the one that's been like causing so much chaos, the one that's been like causing all the stories for this election is the Alternative for Deutschland. The AFD, again, what they would call in Germany, the far right party. Their main number one issue is like deep anti-immigration. That's their main thing. Now, I will say one thing it's worth mentioning. This party's called Nazis a lot. The Nazis are a far right party, and this is a far right party. They personally are not like other far right parties, which are pro-Nazi, in that in Germany, liking Hitler is like no party does that.
No, okay.
It's generally Hitler is hate.
Publicly get it twisted, because mainly it's illegal. Like if you say it, you can get thrown in jail type shit. From what I understand about the AFD is that they have a lot of former outspoken neo-Nazis and are very willing to cave to them for Um, yeah, so excluded over Nazi-related remarks. And so while of course they're not Nazis, as in like they'll like dissemble it, but like it's one of those things where like the AFD doesn't love Nazis, but all the Nazis love the AFD. It's very similar to how like the conservative party in America is not a it's not a Nazi party, right? Like the conservatives is very broad. It's just the thing that like every conservative isn't a Nazi, but every Nazi is a conservative, and that's kind of the issue. This is the what's the full name of this again? ADL. It's the American. Is it? It's not the American Defense League, is it? What does ADL stand for? I'm blanking on it. Anti-Defamation League. Israel. Anti-Defamation League. Okay. But yeah, most importantly, these guys also target anti-Zionist movements, so which cause them to be idiots. But like, it's like these are people who support the genocide going on in Palestine, right? But this is what they say about the AFD party. AFD has been radicalized and become an extremist anti-immigrant party who's eliminated the free democratic base of border, according to a 23 report by German Institute of Human Rights. They've made anti-Semitic, anti-Muslim, anti-democratic statements. Officially suspected extremist organization, classified as youth-wing, young alternative as extremist. Bjorn Hulk has twice been fined by German court for using a banned Nazi slogan, the phrase "everything for Germany." It was a slogan that Nazi stormtroopers greater than the daggers. Hulk remembers the Holocaust, saying, "We Germans are the only people in the world who planted a monument of shame in the middle of our national capital," essentially saying that why should we have a monument for the Holocaust? Like, we need to just get over it. Stop true for Nazi crimes, make a yeah, right? So, like the ADF is strong roots of the Nazi, but this is not the current leader of the ADF. It's the one person in the video we saw.
No party does. Or one thing it's
This
worth
girl,
mentioning. This party,
she's currently the current leader. It's Muslims. Oh, this was prisoners in November 2023. Secret meeting of party extremists in Potsdam, including Austrian neo-Nazi Martin Sellner, who discussed a mass deportation plan for foreigners and non-assimilated Germans, pretty much AKA Jews. Like it might not be a Nazi party, but like walks like a Nazi, talks like a Nazi. What's her name? Alice 80. The ADF. Alice Weidel. Just see what comes up if I type this. Okay, so she's embraced Bjorn Hook, was that other guy I was talking about. Weidel called Hitler a communist and anti-Semitic socialist, which is objective. It's just that's a funny statement. Economist, Nazi heritage. Oh, her grandfather was a Nazi, which, she's in Germany, so, yeah. Yep. Bink. What? That's so funny. Love that. So yeah, they also want to get rid of Brexit, which worked great for Britain. So
it's called Nazis a lot. The Nazis are a far-right party, and this is a far-right party. They personally are not like other far-right parties, which are
no
pro-Nazi,
shit,
in that
but
in Germany, liking Hitler is like no party does that.
It's actually even more dubious because in their circumstance, they're not pro-Nazi in the sense that like the ideas of Hitler are like things, but like they actively like do the straight Holocaust denial revisionism shit, which is like the
It's
most Nazi
generally
shit.
Hitler is hated in Germany because he did lead the country to ruin. And this party is so on the right, they called Hitler a communist. This woman right here said that Hitler was a communist, okay?
The biggest success after that terrible era in our history was to label Adolf Hitler as right and conservative. He was exactly the opposite. He wasn't a conservative. He was a communist, socialist guy.
This also is the party, the AFD, that Elon
The first people the Nazis killed were communists, as in like the Russian communists, or like anyone who subscribed to that kind of thought. Then the second people were like queers. Then everyone else. Like, which you know, it all happened relatively the same time, but parties supported by Elon Musk.
The AFD.
Elon Musk is undeniably like Nazi adjacent. He likes Nazis.
He's 70
He might like him for the meme. Does that matter? I don't know. It's up to you,
times around this election and has repeatedly said that only the AFD can save Germany, that their stance on immigration is the only one. The final party that I want to talk about is the Linke. This is the left, called like the far left party. Classic far left party. They're, how'd I say this? I like them on social issues. I'm not a big on like their stance on nuclear and their stance on we need to.
They're also anti-nuclear? I'm interested. Okay. I see. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, okay. This guy's wrong. This is outdated as fuck. So yeah, I don't know enough about German politics here. Yeah, I mean, hard, right? Like, even... Yeah. This makes no sense. Also makes no sense. Okay, yeah, so what I'm seeing from comments from the German people...
But that's the left. Let's show you...
is that...
nuclear and their stance on we need to tear down all of capitalism. But That's the left. Let's
It makes so much sense, actually. Yeah, here. So what they're saying is that these two were in power. This was the primary thing in power, and these are the guys who fucked it for the last 20 years. It just so happens these guys were the most recently elected, and it all blew up, and now it's being viewed as his fault. Um, which tracks. This is exactly what happened in America. Ronald Reagan and other conservatives for like at least 8 up to like 20 years completely bulldozed our economy, like got rid of all of our protection, social services or whatever. And then when the Democrats came in, which like in not cutting them slack, like Obama could have fixed some of these issues probably, but like, and then Trump fucked it even more, and then Biden was not great. He was too old, but he had very little control over the actual like shit show he was given. To an extent, Trump right now has very little control over the shit show he's given. Like, it's just that Trump's like okay with that, you know? Like Biden's also okay with that, but like Trump is ecstatic that it's happening. And so, yeah, it's also hard because these two parties, I'm assuming, then were founded after Fukushima, where every country in the world, and Chernobyl, where every country in the world was like, oh, well, like not even country, every person in every country was like, oh, nuclear is dangerous. Oh my God, if we build power plants, it could blow up and kill me and my family forever. And so every country had to like downsize on nuclear. Even America, even like commies in America were like, oh, let's slow down with the nuclear. Germany, Green Party. Yeah, nuclear power. Nuclear power stance. Current. That's crazy. Yeah. CDU. What does Black Day mean? Okay. These guys. Against the Greens? Uh-huh. Half a Green Party. CDU hit it. FDP. Okay. Huh, weird. So it is partially their fault. I don't really understand. My guess, and this is true for a lot of European countries, I'm sort of spitballing here, but like, I'm not sure about. They're also anti-nuclear power stance. They consider themselves Democrats, socialists. There's no mention of nuclear. What about environment or power? Nope. Energy? Climate? Okay. Doesn't help. God damn it. Okay. Okay, so they're also still against nuclear power for some reason. Yeah. Yeah, they just don't like tech. What a weird juxtaposition. I'm just gonna read that as like a case of like, for example, Bernie Sanders, who by all accounts is like a democratic socialist for the people, social justice workers, is like was somewhat pro-Israel at certain points in the genocide. Like it's just can be like generally leftist without you didn't see my nipples having like super consistent
Let's
like
show you a
ideals
little bit
there.
about this election.
Almost every signpost in Berlin will tell you the same thing. Many in Europe's biggest economy want a drastic change of direction.
This is the key theme of this election, is that Germans are kind of screaming out for a drastic change. Not all of them, but a lot of Germans are screaming out. They are feeling like things are going the wrong direction.
The news of the collapse of the ruling coalition plunging Berlin into a political crisis.
And after years of frustration, an anxious electorate was more divided than ever about who should take over. Over the past 60 or so years, the number of parties battling for seats in the Bundestag, Germany's parliament, has more than doubled. Before reunification with the East, 3 West German parties regularly secured more than 90% of votes. But in 2025, 7 jostled for power. And these increasingly popular newcomers have polarizing visions of 21st century Germany.
Yeesh.
It's the Violet Party, the Blue Party, the Black Party, the Green Party, the Yellow Party, and the Red Party. These are
What's
the
the Pink
only
Party?
parties that really matter in this election. Because to make it onto the chart, to make it
I
onto
see.
this, you
Pink is
need
too
at
low.
least 5% of Germany's votes. So if you get 4.8%, you have a lot of votes, you don't get included in parliament. And this fucking matters. The Yellow Party fell under 5%, got booted. They're out. But the big question was, okay, we know the CDU is going to get the majority, or not the majority, they're going to get the most votes. They're going to get 20 to 30%. They're going to be the biggest party. So they need to fill this gap to get over here. And the big question for this election was, can they do it with one other party? Can it be a 1-2, 2-party coalition? Because they've learned that 3-party coalitions, like the traffic light, too many different ideas, you can't get anything done. That's like the big question in this election. And I want to tell you, I want to walk you through what happened. The results came in, and they look like this. The CDU won the election. They got about 30% of the vote. Massive,
CDU got
huge
hit.
result. Friedrich Merz will be the new chancellor of Germany. In second place, the AfD.
That sucks.
The AfD did shockingly well.
Not
20% of the
shockingly.
votes. They've never polled in second place before.
AfD
They've never been
great.
ahead of the SPD. This has never happened. But they didn't make it to first. In third place, the SPD, previous ruling government. In fourth place, the Greens. The Greens dropped from like 12% to 10%. Fairly poor showing, but not a massive catastrophic loss. They did bad. Left Party, shockingly well. The Left Party, again, wasn't even predicted at first to get above 5%. They ended up getting 7% and actually
That's not
making
bad.
it into the government. It was largely due to a huge surge in youth voting. One
Makes
thing
sense.
you might notice, though, one thing that's very interesting about this graph is that if you take out the Greens, who they don't want to partner with, take out the Left Party, who they don't want to partner with, take out the AfD, who they don't want to partner with, they have just enough to partner with the SPD. So they are doing it. There is a grand coalition
Wow.
between the CDU and the SPD. This is a
The
big deal
Overton
because
window.
It means Germany has a chance of actually at least doing something. They're not
Holy
having the
shit.
France problem
The
where it's so
Overton window
divided they can't
coalition?
agree on anything. I want to be clear about this. I'm not exaggerating. This is sort of what you might call a last chance election. And by that, I mean this is the last chance for what you might call the
I'm gonna change my
traditional
clothes real quick.
German center to hold, to basically see if we can get Germany back on track the way it was the regular way, because otherwise either the left movement or the far right movement are going to start taking over. France had a similar thing recently that didn't work out too well because they couldn't get this coalition type thing built.
It's
But
crazy
Germany did,
Europe
and I think
is
it's a
like
good,
that.
decent
Because in America, if we even had close to the same level of parties like structures, like The CDU AFD is just the current conservative Republican Party. Like that's what it is. The fact that they're able to at least like boot out what they consider extremists and just have the moderates work together is neat. Ideally, you know, my leftist party is Russian, but beggars can't be choosers. Yes. Reading.
Decent chance for the CDU and the SPD to work together and try to bring positive change to Germans. Now that's the thing I want to talk about. People ask, why are these parties rising in Germany? Why is the AFD seeing such rise? And I want to show you something. I want to show you a chart. This is the breakdown of the voting. You'll notice this part of Germany voted dramatically for the AFD. This part of Germany is exactly the line of the East-West divide where it used to be. And if you pull up charts of average monthly salary, people are poorer there. Average household income, people have less wealth there. Unemployment rate, people are more unemployed there. Lower minimum wages, fewer HQs of private firms, more hours worked for less money, fewer millionaires, lower life satisfaction, less cars. And so this area of Germany didn't just vote more for the far-right party, they voted more for the far left party. Basically, what I'm saying is, it is easy to look at a party like this that you find distasteful, and I do find it distasteful. What I'm trying to point out is that people in these areas are screaming, and I'm not saying they're like the most educated people, in fact, they're actually not. They're screaming out for change. They are screaming out for something to change, and they are going in both directions. They're just trying to find something to change. So what I'm saying with this inflection point argument is that this is kind of Germany's last chance to try and get things to materially improve the quality of life for people. Young people globally, not just in Germany, globally, are pushing more and more towards radical positions because they are not feeling they have a fair shake. They can't afford housing, inflation is rising, they can't afford good jobs, they're seeing things get worse, and so they're just getting more and more radical. So if you can't find a way to fix that, you're gonna see this get worse. That is my argument. When you do things like shut down your nuclear plants in the middle of an energy crisis, leading to skyrocketing energy costs, I think I have a quote that I've said in conversation with friends that I feel like a vote for Robert Habeck is a delayed vote for the AFD. This is my personal opinion. I think when you vote for bad policies like this, you are literally causing more people to vote for the worst party later on. This is how I believe, okay? And so, you know, I don't know if I believe it can happen, but I'm hopeful that there's enough pressure that this has to be done right, that Germany will try to turn some things around and get back to growth, improve people's quality of life, and making things better. And I think Friedrich Merz knows this. I read a lot of his interviews, I listened to a lot of his speeches since the election result came in. He said it's 5 minutes to midnight for Europe. He knows that it's a critical time. He knows that it's a last chance election, and he knows they have to make changes. One of the first things that happened when he won is that Donald Trump tweeted, much like the USA, the people of Germany got tired of the no common sense agenda, especially on energy and immigration that's prevailed for so many years. This is a great day for Germany and for the United States of America under the leadership of a gentleman named Donald J. Trump. Congratulations to all, many more victories to follow. Now, it's a little bizarre because all of the discussion that both Elon and Trump had about this election was pro-AFD, who are not included in the coalition government. They're not in power. The CDU, despite being ostensibly right-wing, is not pro-Trump or anything, or much like Trump. In fact, Friedrich Merz, upon coming into power, said this.
Ich stehe im engen Austausch mit sehr vielen Ministerpräsidenten, Staats- und Regierungschefs der Europäischen Union und für mich wird absolute Priorität
His absolute priority is to strengthen Europe
haben, so schnell wie möglich Europa so zu
as quickly as possible so that step by step
stärken, dass wir Schritt für Schritt auch wirklich
they can achieve independence from the USA. In fact, Friedrich Merz has been an immediate vocal proponent of Europe sort of standing on its own two legs, getting out from under the thumb of the United States. He also said that with Trump being the way he is, he doesn't know how NATO can continue the way it's been, which means he's talking about possibly a change in NATO. I mean, it's this drastic stuff. Again, Germany, if any country is sort of the leader of the EU. If he follows through on what he's saying, this is going to be extremely chaotic to the world order, the way it's been. I mean, day one, instantly, he worked with the Reds before he's even in power. He's trying to pass a 200 million euro increase in defense spending. He's trying to build a European defense force. They're working quickly. I'm sorry, 200 billion. Did I say million? At the same time, there's one unspoken story here, which is that every party, all of them, including the center-right one, every party has agreed to freeze the AFD out of power. Basically, they won't collaborate with them on anything. So even though they have 20% of the vote, all of the other parties
really
have
good
agreed not
sign.
to collaborate with them. Now, people are saying W's. People are saying fuck Nazis. People are saying this makes me nervous. I'm going to be honest with you. I have seen this strategy fail so many times.
That's true.
This strategy has failed so many times. Basically, there's hard evidence that being the outsider party is super good politically. Because you get to say, I would have done this right. I would have fixed this. I would have.
In
No,
fairness,
you never have to be tested
yes.
on anything. So what I'm saying is, this being a last chance is
Yeah.
actually really true. In that, if
Okay,
they
yes,
don't
yes,
make
yes.
material-
I agree. But the argument there is like, even if they don't freeze them and let them in, which if they let them in, they might fuck shit up. The likelihood that AFD will get more power anyway is high. So it is like a somewhat respectable Hail Mary.
Like if things are just status quo, these
Okay.
parties only going to get stronger.
I
It's
gotta
gonna
go.
get more and more powerful. It is like a serious moment where like people have to start making their citizens' life better, or people are going to get real radical real fast. As these parties like the AFD have started to surge and
With that, I'm gonna end stream. Good video by Atrioc. Seems to be a little bit of issues. I don't like his characterization of the AFD. AFD is against Nazi parties. And I don't know enough about German politics to really hit the, like, whose fault this is.